There is a shooting going on outside my house at this very moment. I live in Israel, and this is a normal occurrence. Unfortunately, as of right now, we've heard of 5 casualties, 16 injured, and some of them are my neighbors and my friends. If you are watching this, I have one simple message for you. It is time to wake the fuck up to what radical Islam is doing and stop it in its roots before it takes over not just Israel, not just Europe, but the entire world. And I don't use the word fuck easily because I'm an Orthodox Jew and I try and keep my tone presentable, family friendly. But today I am mad. I am furious because I have a little daughter at home. I have a little child, an 8-month-old girl, who I could have been walking outside and she could have been one of the casualties. Of the 5 casualties so far, we know that 3 of them are 30-year-old men. My husband is a 30-year-old man. He could have been one of them. And this is normal. When we speak about everything that's going on in Israel, there is so much focus on Gaza, Palestine, Israel, ethnic cleansing, load of horse shit like that. But here's the simple truth. Gaza is the least of our problems right now. Judea and Samaria, or as you might know it, the West Bank, the heart of Israel, is where these terrorists probably came from. And that is the real struggle that we need to deal with. You see, radical Islam on our borders is something that we can fight. And Islam within our societies needs to be treated with 10 times more severity than anything on our borders. Gaza, it's not within our home. It is not within our country. And look at how much damage they have wreaked. Look at the havoc they have created. Look at how much hate they create. I was talking to somebody the other day and they were showing me another one of these stupid Piers Morgan videos in which him and Dave Smith have this genius concept. They come up with this idea which is like, look, if you had a friend who was killed by somebody and you want to retaliate against that person and they were living in a building with 150 innocent civilians, would it be justified to kill everybody in that building to get to that one person? And here is what I have to say to that stupid, retarded argument. It is not 150 innocent civilians. It is 150 people plotting for your demise and your death. I was watching the live stream right now of the news to keep up with everything that's going on because I have family that lives here. I have friends that live here, and I don't need to justify that at all. And all I can see on the stream is pro-Palestinian flags. Do you know from where? No, not from American idiots on campus, but from Israelis living here, Arab Israelis who want the Palestinian state to become. In September, when the Palestinian Authority is not at the UN, but countries like Germany and the UK and Spain are thinking about recognizing the Palestinian state, looking at the PA as a proper leadership for this group, will they remember that it is that terrorist state? It is those people who are funding the education of the kids who killed the Israelis today. Will they talk about the fact that they're not just rewarding the Palestinians in Gaza after October 7th, but they're rewarding the people who live in our hearts, in our midst, who want to kill us every single day? That is the reward. The reward is like the UK turning around and saying, you know what, Islamists, why don't you run our country? And that's exactly what they're doing. But we'll talk about that in another video because today I'm so mad and so angry to know that once again, innocent lives of my people are being taken because we are not strong enough and because we are afraid to speak out about what is going on in Judea and Samaria. We are afraid to speak out against radical terror the way it needs to be addressed. It cannot come into existence anymore. It cannot be accepted. Countries in the West telling us how we can't annex Judea and Samaria. Countries like the UAE saying it's a red line that can't be crossed. Excuse me? Do you know what a red line is for me? Men being murdered in my community. Women being threatened in my community. Children being shot at in my community. That is my threat. It means I won't be able to go visit Dubai because you don't want it annexed. So be it. So I won't shop in your malls and I won't fuel your economy. I don't care. I don't care. I want my streets to be safe. The government of Israel, the people of Israel need to be able to defend themselves, stand up to themselves without idiots in the West telling us how, it doesn't sit with us. It doesn't sit comfortably with me. I don't care anymore. I've had enough. You feel uncomfortable because it feels like ethnic cleansing? I don't care. These people are terrorists. They are evil. They value one thing, and that is death. And when you are talking about people like that, they lose the definition of people. It is unfortunate. It is not what we wanted. It is not what we had hoped for. We would all just live in peace and get on with our days. And these people wake up months and months and months ago thinking, how can they perpetrate a terror attack like this? How can they come and destroy Jewish families' lives? And it's enough. It is just enough. It is time to annex the West Bank despite the ramifications of it. And yes, I know it's not democratic. It's not politically correct. But it is time that every person in Judea and Samaria who is an Arab and who is sympathetic to the Palestinian ideology, that they suffer a fate that they deserve. Because they would come out here every single day and do to us 10 times worse than what we would do to them. When the war started in Gaza, Netanyahu gave a speech in which he said, this is no longer a mission and operation. This is a war. It is time to declare war in Judea and Samaria to defend our people. A few months ago, a pregnant woman on the way to give birth was murdered because they're allowed to roam the streets semi-freely. And I say semi-freely because we put in some sort of limitations. And those limitations are not enough. Why are they not enough? No, not because I'm an inhuman person who doesn't care at all about freedom, but because when we allow them to do what they want, they take every liberty. And you know what them taking liberty looks like? It means them murdering us. That's what it means. That's why there is blockades. That's why there is security. That's why there is a military presence there, because they would kill us every chance they get. In the West Bank right now, in Judea and Samaria, this terrorist attack is being celebrated. Fathers have been killed. People have been injured, and it is being celebrated. I'll tell you this, I don't sit here celebrating when something bad happens in Gaza. I see it as a necessary evil for us to eliminate the root cause of the problem. But they're out there celebrating and probably planning their next one and their next one and their next one. The government of Israel needs to put its foot down. Din Aza, kedin Yehuda v'Shomron, which means the fate of Gaza should be the same as the fate of Judea and Samaria. It is our land. It is our home. They have used it. They have abused it. They have abused us, and enough is enough.